Make sure your pan is heating up on high before you start. So here I used 4 eggs. So since I doubled the recipe in this one, I used 2 cups of unsweetened coconut milk. Then I put in half a cup of almond flour and then 6 tablespoons of coconut flour. So after this, I started with 1/4 of a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, and then I kind of just added more as I went on. And especially if you're using unsweetened coconut milk, it definitely, you need more salt. This is 1 cup of arrowroot powder, 2 tablespoons of mostly melted coconut oil. You get to add in your 2 teaspoons of water, which I forgot to show you, and then you're going to just mix it all up and make sure it's pretty well mixed. So here we've got Better Body Foods brand organic coconut flour, Luana brand coconut oil, pink Himalayan salt that I just put into a mason jar for easy storage, Bob's Red Mill almond flour, and Bob's Red Mill arrowroot powder. So here I just chose a ton of vegetables to put in our burritos that we made. My friend was actually very generous to help me cut everything and prep everything so that way I could film for you guys. So we've got romaine lettuce, then we've got spring onions from the farmer's market, as well as radishes from the farmer's market. And then next I actually went and got some broccoli slaw is what it's called, but it's got broccoli, carrots, and red cabbage in there cut up, but I recommend definitely using fresh. But we also cut up some cucumbers, and here's just an overview of what we had so far. After those, we also cut up some celery, because what's a burrito without some fresh celery? What you want to do at the very beginning, like I had said, make sure your pan is on high while you're mixing and cutting everything. That way it fully heats up before you start pouring your batter in. So what you want to do is just pour your batter into the pan and make sure you realize that a little bit goes a long way. So here I probably could have poured a little less, but actually I guess it did turn out a fairly decent size. So what you want to do is pour it in, and as soon as you pour it in the pan, make sure you spread it out completely until you get the exact thickness of what the tortilla shell that you want. You're all done spreading it out as far as you can and as far as it will go without having holes in it. You want to just let it sit in the pan for probably a couple minutes and kind of keep a close eye on it after that to get to that way it gets to the cooks all the way through, but that way when you pick it up, it kind of looks like a tortilla. Then you want to flip it over and then cook it on the other side, and that way both sides kind of get that crispy tortilla feel to them. So here's just an overview of how many actual tortilla shells this batter made, and I doubled the recipe, so we got quite a bit of them, and we even ate 2 while we were cooking. So we definitely got a ton of tortilla shells. So doubling the recipe is probably a good idea if you have more than one person eating, because we even still had leftovers. And we cut open an avocado because avocado is just wonderful on pretty much everything. But yeah, like I said, here's just an overview of all of our setup. And I ended up cooking some ground turkey just to have something else in there. But honestly, this would taste wonderful with even just a ton of vegetables in it and some spices. So really, you can just do it to your own liking. But here's what my plate looked like. I actually added some sauerkraut on there, which I totally recommend. It's really good for the gut, and it's just all around really good for you. If you don't know what sauerkraut is, it's fermented cabbage. So I hope you liked this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below and let me know if you made this recipe and what all you added into it to give it your own flair.